Good morning. The set reading for today is Genesis 21, 8 to 18. And I'm just going to give you a short synopsis. Abraham had borne a son, Ishmael, with a slave woman, Hagar. Sarah, his wife, who had wanted her son, Isaac, to be favored, insisted that her husband banish Hagar and Ishmael to the desert, which he agreed to do. They both almost expired there, but God heard Hagar's cries of agony, intervened, and promised great things for her son. Can you imagine being in the desert with no solutions? We all go through times where we are feeling bereft, with no solution, forgotten by God. Physical challenges, relationship hurdles. In 1 week, we personally know of 3 friends who have endured a heist. Our one friend was paying for jewelry that had been fixed when armed men came into the shop. They threatened to shoot anyone who did not comply. He said it was like being in the movie as the hammers came out and the glass cases shattered all around him. Another young friend at her place of business had a gun to her head as they stole money and cell phones. The third went off to church, and within half an hour, 2 safes in their home were knocked out, removed, and loaded up. His laptop, which had information pertaining to his business going back years, was taken as well as an heirloom he had planned to pass on to his son. Life on earth can become vindictive and mean-spirited. How do we live out the promises of God's calling amid the realities of life? We turn to the Bible and stand on those promises. Unfortunately, we sometimes become self-centered, even when He has granted us a free gift of His grace. We sometimes accept a gift from God and then act as if it were our own to protect at all cost, even at the cost of others. Just as God heard Hagar cry out, He does hear the cry of the weak and the oppressed. He is a God who hears and sees the circumstances of our lives and works in the world in a way we don't always see. He sees what we cannot see to bring deliverance from our pain. Don't let us become such enthusiastic defenders of the faith that we exclude the gift of salvation and God's redeeming love from people who might not exactly believe as we do. Like Sarah, she was a believer, yet she wanted all of God's love and gifts just for her son at the cost of Ishmael. Receiving God's gifts also means being responsible for that gift. It's not a selfish privilege. We all have a commission of being a blessing to the world. God's power is open to everyone, not just the frozen chosen, skulking around holding on to what you think is just mine. 2 Corinthians 2:9 says, My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon us. Amen. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and that you'll continue to have a wonderful week. Till we meet again.